Hey guys, it's your girl Tina. I want to go ahead and shout out Taylor Lorraine 5. This person was one of the first people to tell me about the whole Jada situation, aka JADAPOSE. It's this really disturbing hashtag that was started a few days ago about a young girl named Jada. She's 16 years old and she's from Houston, Texas. And she found herself stripped naked, raped. Somebody took her picture at a party and then posted it to social media. And instead of people, showing human decency, being disturbed, they ended up making memes about this girl. They started a song. They started going in on her, cyberbullying her. This situation is just really just disheartening. I'm going to go ahead and play you guys not one but two news clips, and then I will come back with the rest of my comments.
Now to a very brave teenager who's telling her story only to those who watch KHOU 11 News. She says that she was drugged and raped at a party, but the attack didn't stop there. In fact, someone took photos of her, then they posted them online. She says that they quickly went viral. So now she's going public to warn others. Here's our Rux Russell.
When they got into the car, they was like, "Come on, Jada, let's go, come with us."
It seemed harmless enough, an impromptu invite to the home of a friend, the kind of thing high school kids do all the time.
Kids hanging out.
But for 16-year-old Jada,
and I just got swooped into
what happened behind these walls,
I wasn't supposed to be there,
became a nightmare.
I had no control to say no. I didn't tell anyone to take my clothes off and do what they did to me.
Jada says the teenage boy hosting the gathering offered her a drink of punch. She believes he spiked it with a drug. She says she passed out and had no clue what had happened until disturbing tweets, pictures, and videos started to appear on social media. Jada says she was raped that night. We blurred the images, but kids have been sharing them over their cell phones.
And everybody's texting me, "Are you okay? It's okay, Jada. You're going to be okay." And I'm just like, all right, thanks.
Houston police are investigating Jada's claims. Her mom asked not to be identified.
No one's daughter deserved this. No human being deserved this.
Reputation, that's over. She's done with.
In a way, it's as though she's been assaulted twice, both here and online. And even though it's our policy not to identify rape victims, Jada refused to hide.
There's no point in hiding. Because the picture, well, everybody already seen my face and my body, but that's not what I am and who I am.
Who she is.
I'm just angry.
A young girl haunted by the reminders.
I don't care.
And in pain. And Jada tells me because of all of this, she wants to be homeschooled for a while. She also wants to see her alleged attackers brought to justice.
Of course, at the heart of this is Jada herself, a young girl who you wouldn't expect to want more attention at a time like this, but who's coming forward and telling her story to try to stop it from happening again. Joining me now for an exclusive interview is Jada's mother, Sukeda, and family spokesman QUANELL X. Just as a reminder, please, we're not using the names of the boys right now. I thank you, both of you, for your respect to that. They are minors. They haven't been charged. Sukeda, why did your daughter come forward to tell her story so publicly? That's something that's moved so many of us around the country.
Well, this has been happening to so many young ladies around the world. And, the fact that she was shown, her body was shown on live television or just out there, she wanted to make a difference so that, other young ladies can come forth and say what's actually going on so parents can know, like myself, that this is just not right and that something that needs to be done.
Sukeda, what was your reaction when you found this out as a mother, when you saw some of those photos and tweets?
I couldn't believe that that was my child. It was disgusting. And I cried, and I immediately got up and went and made a report to the police.
And what did you say to Jada?
It was nothing I could say. All I can do is just hold her.
Well, so many parents around the country are feeling for you right now as they hear that. QUANELL, have you heard from the alleged attacker? What are the police doing at the moment to get to the bottom of all this?
I think it's very important that we understand that Jada is one of the most courageous young women that I've ever met. For her to stand bold without fear and in total hurt and pain and disgust to what happened to her and tell the world what happened to her, because she's still continuously being bullied through social media by the alleged perpetrators. And in fact, 2 of the alleged perpetrators are also adults. Now we come to find out, as of yesterday, in doing further investigation into this case, it's not just Jada. There are other young girls who they've been posting pictures online having sex with these young girls also, who are comatose and obviously unconscious. And so the police now are putting out a call to try to identify who are all these young girls who these videos and pictures by these alleged perpetrators are out there online, and they're having sex with these girls who are obviously unconscious.
QUANELL, there's another girl involved in this particular case. We haven't heard her story yet. Do you know if she plans to come forward?
She will come forward, and she'll come forward soon. She's currently going through intensive counseling and therapy right now. She's dealing with it very, very different than what Jada is in some respect. But this young woman, you know, they both found out only through social media what happened to them, because the alcohol that they was given was spiked with a drug that we have yet to determine what that drug is. But they both were totally had no memory of what took place that night at the home, only when it was all being posted on social media and the videos of the rape being posted on social media that they realized that they were the victims of an atrocious crime.
Sukeda, I can see on your face that this is hard to even talk about. It must have been really hard for young Jada to talk about herself. Was it a tough conversation in the family when she said she wanted to come forward? Did you encourage her? Did you tell her to be cautious about that?
You know, I asked her, I said to her, baby girl, are you sure you want to show your face? And you know what she said to me? I'm already out there. I want to show my face. I want people to know. I want them behind bars.
And to add further insult to injury in this case, there's now a local rap artist who's made a rap song called the JADAPOSE, and in this rap song, he's making mockery of Jada being raped. So we are seeing now the irresponsibility of some of those in our hip-hop community that are feeding into the frenzy of this atrocious crime and making songs about it, making mockery of the victim. There's a problem in America, and we're going to have to deal with this with our young people, because they have been so desensitized through social media. Social media has been the gift and the curse, and we got to do something to help our children become more humanitarian when it comes to dealing with social media.
Well, Sukeda, I can tell you, coming forward is the thing that's going to change the conversation on this. And for so many of us who've dealt with sex crimes in our family, you deal with the victim shaming, you deal with all the pain of coming forward, and that sometimes can be the worst part. I know a lot of people are watching Jada and considering her just as brave as can be for doing this, as well as yourself. Final word to you, Sukeda. What's your advice to other parents, to their daughters, to their sons, to avoid getting in this situation?
My advice is to keep an open relationship with your child. Communication is very important, and build a relationship with your children. Talk to them on a daily basis. I remember back in the days where we used to sit down as folks and eat dinner and have a conversation about how your day went. Nowadays, these kids, they bring in the cell phones, even parents to the table. Put it down and get to know your children. Talk to them.
In fact, if I may say, I just want to say this. I would encourage all parents, and this may seem extreme, but if your child is going to a house party, if you're not there at that party with your child, I would advise you not to allow your child to go, because we've seen too many incidents now with teenagers going to house parties, being shot, being killed, and also being raped and molested and exploited. So unless you're there with your child at this quote-unquote house party, I would advise, as a father of a teenage girl, do not allow them to go.
Sukeda and QUANELL X, thank you for coming forward with this story, and please tell Jada our thoughts are with her and with your family.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We should make clear, no one's been charged. Again, NBC News is not releasing the names of the teens accused in this case, and we haven't independently verified the origin of those original tweets, whether they came from the teenage boys in question. We'll keep track of this as it all sorts out.
You guys just watched the news clips, and on top of that, I'm going to just show you guys some of the memes, some of the comments that people have said towards her.
JADAPOSE, hit that pose, nigga, hit that whoop, Jada, hit that JADAPOSE, hit that pose, nigga, hit that whoop, Jada.
her. And a lot of folks are also hinting that this girl might be lying. She might be doing this for attention. A lot of women are questioning her. A lot of men are questioning her. But I just feel like the whole situation is just totally uncalled for. You know, I think the police definitely need to investigate. And from what they're investigating, they're saying that she's not the only girl who has gone to these parties, been drugged, been raped, and everything else. I think what bothers me more is just this whole laissez-faire culture that we have going on nowadays towards rape and sexual assault of women. How we're so quick to blame the women and saying, well, why was she there? Or, you know, where were her friends? As opposed to holding the perpetrators accountable. I find this attitude really, really scary, especially being that I'm raising 2 boys. You know, and it's sad that on social media we have like this rape culture thing that folks are just so okay with this. And I think that as parents and especially women, we have to talk to our young boys. And we definitely have to talk to our daughters. You know, I don't understand, where were her friends? If this was a party, I know about going to house parties, because I used to go to house parties when I was a kid, and we would always go deep. It'd be like me and like 6 or 7 of my homegirls, and we always made a pact not to leave each other, you know, to be by each other's side. So it's like, where were her friends? Were they watching this take place? And that's why I say a lot of us as women and young girls, you have to be careful who you call your friends. I mean, were her friends drunk too? Were they passed out as well? Where were all the other females at the party? How were people okay watching them take off her clothes, pose her, and then take pictures for social media? It's like we're missing a humanity chip, and the shit is just sickening. And then to see people make memes and jokes, and then when you confront these assholes and you ask them, you know what I'm saying, why are you making these jokes? Why are you making these memes? And their only response is, I was bored, it was 1 o'clock in the morning, I had nothing else to do. And this is why I say we live in a society where people are so attention starved and their self-esteem is so fucking low that they do things on social media just for likes on Facebook and for retweets on Twitter. I mean, it's just disgusting to me. I mean, I just find the whole situation just really, really sickening. And for adults to engage in this behavior, you know, a lot of times we want to knock the children and go off on these high school kids and go off on the 16-year-olds. But a lot of these adults who are my age are no better. You know, and like I always say, I love a good laugh, I love a good meme, but there's certain things that you just don't play with. And when it comes to a 16-year-old girl saying that she was raped, and you can clearly see her picture that she's naked, she's passed out, and the pose was just so fucking disturbing to me. For anybody to look at that and think of it as being funny or think of it as being okay, they seriously have some type of mental issues. And that's real talk. And it's easy to blame Twitter and say, oh, well, Twitter needs to, you know, disappear. But it's not just Twitter, it's social media in general. The comment sections of any YouTube channel, any Facebook page, any Instagram page, it's filled with such vile hate. It's crazy. It just really is. That's why I always say 90% of the internet is miserable. The 10% of us, we go on the internet, we do our thing, we laugh, we joke, we clown, and then we log off and live our regular lives. But you literally have people who have nothing else better to do than to troll, make nasty memes, go in on people 24/7, even when it's not justified. You know, I just find this whole situation just really, really disturbing. And I give Jada props for being brave enough to tell her story. Like she said, her face is out there. Her naked body is out there. So why should she lie? Why should she be ashamed for what happened to her? You know, and I don't understand why the people who are putting out these memes, why are people blocking their faces? Why are people blocking their usernames? If you're bold enough to do a Jada pose and post it on the World Wide Web for the world to see, then we should not be blurring your face. We should not be blurring your handle name. You should be put on blast, and folks should go in on you because you was being thirsty, looking for laughs, likes, and everything else on social media. I understand a lot of folks are debating if her story is real, if she was really raped. Regardless if she was raped or not, the picture is disturbing. The girl is obviously passed out. No normal 16-year-old girl would take off her clothes, lay in a pose like that for social media attention. You know, so regardless if no one touched her sexually, somebody put something in her drink, this child was passed out, somebody took off her clothes, and they decided to take a picture and post it on the internet, and all of that was uncalled for. You know, so I hope they get to the bottom of this investigation. I hope they find out what's going on. Like they said in the video, other girls are not coming forward, and that they were in the same situation, that people put something in their drink and then took pictures of them. So this is really sick that this is going on. And I think as parents, we have to talk, like I said before, to our sons and daughters and let them know that if you are at a party, you know what I'm saying, you have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to look out for each other as females and as guys. And if you see your homeboy acting out of pocket and slipping somebody a drink or doing something, let the girl know, because then you can get held as an accomplice. You want to make sure that you go out with a good group of solid guys and a good group of solid girls. So I'm just really disgusted by this. I'm disgusted by the attitude. I'm disgusted by the whole rape culture and how it's okay. You know, like I said, I don't care if it's a woman screaming rape and she's lied about it. I think that woman should be punished. I don't care if it's a young girl getting slipped a drink and somebody, you know, posing her on the internet. I think they should be punished as well. We need to start having respect for each other as men, women, boys, and girls. Point blank, period. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire situation. How did you feel when you first heard about Jada's story? How do you feel about the memes and the songs and people making fun of her? And do you believe her story? You know, because there's people out here who don't believe that this is real. So let me know your thoughts. Let's go ahead and start the discussion on my channel. All right, deuces.